Hello everyone, myself Thiong'o. Today I am going to present a presentation on the representation of the Mau rebellion in Ngugi Thiong'o's novel. This is my hypothesis of the presentation. Ngugi Thiong'o's view of the Mau rebellion changed over the time. At first he shows both fear and respect for it, but later he fully supports it as a necessary fight for freedom. His changing ideas were influenced by history, personal experience and post-colonial thinkers like Franz Fanon. Research question of this presentation is, why did Ngugi Thiong'o's opinion about the Mau movement change over time? Tables of content. Let's get introduction about the author. Ngugi Thiong'o was born in 1938 in Kenya. He was a writer, scholar and activist. Key themes of his writing is colonialism, post-colonialism, African identity and decolonization. Notable works of this writer is Not Child, A Grain of Weeds and Petals of Blood. Started writing in English but later chose to write in his native Kikuyu to promote African literature. Now let's get the information about what is a Mau rebellion. The Mau was a militant African nationalist movement from 1950s, mainly among the Kikuyu people in Kenya. They fought against British rule using violent resistance. The British banned the Mau in 1950. In 1952, after attack by Mau fighters, British declared the state of emergency. 4 years of military operation followed against the Kikuyu rebels. In 1956, over 11,000 rebels, 100 Europeans and 2,000 African loyalists has died. More than 20,000 Kikuyu were put in detention camps to change their political views. Despite this movement helped to lead Kenya to independence. Jomo Kenyatta, jailed as a Mau leader in 1953, became Kenya's first prime minister in 1963. In 2003, Kenya's government lifted the ban on the Mau rebellion. Let's see how Ngugi Thiong'o portrayed Mau rebellion in their work. The portrayal of the Mau rebellion changed over time, showing a shift perspective. At first, it's seen with both fear and respect, highlighting its impact on people's life. Later, the focus shift on the struggle within the moment, showing both heroism, betrayal in his final stage. It is a fully supported as fight for freedom, making it a larger history of resistance. This change reflects the growing belief in the necessity of armed struggle against the oppression. Mau rebellion in Not Child. The novel was mainly focused on George, a young boy witnessing a colonial violence. In the novel, we find the Mau rebellion is portrayed as a mixed intention, like both fear and respected. A key character of this novel is who is considered with Mau rebellion is Boro, become a Mau fighter after his father's struggle, motivated by revenge rather than ideology. In novel, we find the character of Boro and his family struggling with colonizer of British colonizer people, and then he joined the Mau camp. He was not intentionally want to join it, but after the motivated by the revenge, he choose this path. Major theme of this novel is a family distinction. Colonialism and rebellion destroy the family, as we find in the novel. Colonizer are destroy the family of the Boro, and the colonial violence leads to Boro towards the Mau rebellion camp. A moral dilemma, character question, and the legitimacy of the violence. Mau rebellion, a grain of the wheat. In this novel, we find the detailed portrayal of the Mau fighters. The novel perspective focus on the many characters instead of the one main hero. Mau fighters are shown as both brave and violent. The key character of this novel is Kihika. Kihika is a Mau fighter. He decided to dedicated a Mau fighter who attacks on police station. We consider it as in Indian context. We find the reference when Bhagat Singh and his friend bomb attack on the court. We join this theme with related our Indian freedom fighter also, seen as a hero and compared to a migrant, someone who dies for a cause. The key themes of this novel is betrayal and guilt. Mongo betrays the Kika and this cause deep regret and tension. Sacrifice for freedom. Kika's death represents the cost of independence. Mau in Petals of Blood. The Petals of Blood novel, we find Mau is a part of the long fight of African freedom. The novel shows violence as necessary to defeat the oppression. Key character and the person who connected with the Mau rebellion is Abdullah, a former Mau fighter who is now disabled but still respected. His sacrifice shown for hardship for independence struggle. Theme of the novel is the struggle continues even after independence. The fight against the inequality goes on. Courage and sacrifice. Mau fighters are seen as heroes. In all, we find when the colonizer was gone, and when the native bourgeoisie take a charge of the care of the village and particular area, then we fight the Mao rebellions, take a rebels against the bourgeoisie people and take a and fight for lumped proletariat and native people to get the rights back on his hand. Ngugi's involving perspective. The way the Mao rebellion is shown changed as the writer of views developed. At first, the movement is seen with both fear and respect, showing how its effect on ordinary people. Later, the focus shift to the struggle within the rebellion, highlighting the both bravery and betrayal. Finally, the movement is fully supported as necessary fight for a freedom, connecting into the largest struggle against the oppression. As we find in the Petals of Blood, the Ngugi Thiong'o is fully supported of Mao rebellion and how the Mao fighters are respected in the novel. We find is in the novel. This change reflects the writer's shift from natural to uncertain view to the strong belief and revolutionary resistance. Early works shows hesitation about the violence, while later works argue that armed struggles is necessary for true independence. The transformation includes the by historical event, personal experience, and exposure to thinkers like Franz Fanon and Karl Marx, who emphasize the role of violence in the ending of the oppression. As we find the work of Franz Fanon, Wretched of the Earth, we find the writer argues about the use of violence against the colonized people, and he take a success in it. Conclusion of the presentation is Ngugi Thiong'o's view of the Mao rebellion changed over the time. In his early books, he shows both fear and respect for the Mao fighters. Later, he focused on the struggle, including a betrayal and sacrifices. In his later work, like Petals of Blood, he fully supports him as a hero fighting for freedom. His changing views were influenced by history and thinkers like Franz Fanon. He came to believe that violence was necessary to end the colonial rule. This intent we find his Franz Fanon's work Wretched of the Earth also. He also started writing a Gikuyu instead of English to support African identity and culture. Overall, his novels show Kenya's fight for independence and makes readers think about the cost of freedom and the role of violence in the achieving this justice. These are the references of my work, and thank you.